Good day to everyone. Today let's start learning about how to use Microsoft Excel. In this video I'll be showing you most of the basics that you need to know in order to get started using Microsoft Excel, and the version which we are going to use right now is 2016, that is 2016. The older and newer version of Excel doesn't have much differences. It will be varying very slightly. Mostly 95% of what we are learning right now will be covered in older and newer versions also. Let's start learning. This is the new sheet which I have opened now, and once you open the sheet, on top of that you can see different tabs are available. That is Home tab, Insert tab, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, etc. Each of these tabs are pretty important to apply multiple concepts in Excel which we are working. And once I click on either of these tabs, if I click on Home, that will opens up the ribbon. This is called ribbon. And once I click on Insert, this opens up Insert ribbon, and Page Layout, this is Page Layout ribbon, which applies to the rest of these as well. And this ribbon is divided into groups. This is called a clipboard group, font group, alignment group, number group, etc. These are all the basic concepts of which we should be aware of. That is tabs, ribbons, and ribbons are further divided into groups. If you notice, the group has a small icon over here that is called as a launch button. That is a font. This is a font launch button, and this is alignment launch button, and this is number launch button. Not every group will be having this launch button. You can see the styles, cells, and editing doesn't have the launch button. What Microsoft has done is they try to fit all the options on this ribbon, and due to space restriction they are unable to fit everything into this group. So this launch button helps us to get more options belonging to that particular group. Alright, we'll start looking at the layout of the spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are made up of columns and rows. If you see, this is A column, B column, C column. We have plenty of columns available here. If it goes to Z, then it will start with A, AB, AC. And again, while we come to this is called rows. You have first row, second row, third row. Again, the plenty of rows are available. Intersection of this columns and rows are called as cells. And this cell is defined with a name. If I click here, this is called D11. The name of the cell you can identify here. If you go to this is H13. The name you can see here. This is called F16. And each cell has its own name. How it is defined? We are keeping here in F column and 15th row. So it is called as F15. In addition to column, rows, and cells, the another part of spreadsheet we need to know is range. That is, this is a range. Range is a group of cells together. It could be any number of things. It could be this, it could be this, and it could be this. So basically the group of cells that are next to each other and are together. As we name to the cells, the range also has its own name. The way name of the range is given as starts with the upper left of the cell and ends with the lower right of the cell. How to say this? That is H13 through K24. So this is our new range, and this is named as C11 through H20. How do we write the name of the range? It is C11 and through to be updated as a colon and H20. This is how we have to write the name of the range. Let me give escape. I don't want to write anything in the sheet right now. So we are now familiar with the tabs, ribbons, groups, and layout of the spreadsheet, which covers the column, row, cell, and the range. All these activities we have seen so far is done in sheet 1. If I need to add a new sheet, I can add it out clicking this. So sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, so etc. we can add up in this, and the group of sheets together creates a workbook. This is called Excel workbook. As of now, we got familiar with our basic foundation, so let's start working in the spreadsheet now. Let me make this cell little wider. To widen it, let's go to lower right corner. You can see zoom in and zoom out options. Click on the plus sign. It will make your sheet little wider. You can see our cell is little wider compared to earlier. Let me start typing some words. Chocolate types. You can see my text is bigger than the cell itself. It is too far to the right. Just enter the keyboard and successfully our first data is entered into the sheet now. You can see the words which we have typed is spilling over from A1 to B1. But that's not true, it's an illusion. The word which we have typed is completely occupied in A1 cell only. If you go to B1, you can see no data is available, and even if we type any data, that will not impact to the words which is already existing in A1. To make our sheet look nice, we can stretch out any column or any row in the sheet by putting our mouse in between any two column letters or any two row numbers. Once I put my mouse in between the two columns, you can see double-sided arrow, which is a good sign. Now we can click and stretch the cell. You can see the cell has become wider, and there is another option where we can put our mouse in between the columns and just double click it. It will also make your cell wider as per the words given. You can see our data is available in A1 and B1, and our cursor is still there in A1. And once you start entering, our cursor is moving down, and what we need to do to move up the cursor, just hold the shift and enter it. That will move up. And what we need to do to move to next columns, just click on tab, and to come back, just hold the shift key and click on tab. This is one of the option, and the other option is you can use your arrow keys available in keyboards. So just down arrow, up arrow, right and left. This is also the other option. So now we know how to move the cursor using keyboard keys instead of using mouse. Then let's start typing our rest of the data using shift, tab and enter. Using this, we will start typing our data. Just enter tab, just give tab. Chocolate types we can type as milk, and give tab and give dark, and just enter it. You can say next type is animal types and press tab, and it is domestic, and give tab, it is wild. So give enter. So now we are familiar with keyboard keys to move our cursor to and fro and up and down. If you notice the sheet, there is a misspelled word where domestic is updated as domestic, which I have done purposefully. Now if we need to correct the misspelled word, we have two options here. First is you can go click on the cell and try to replace the word. If I am typing as D, that will give the suggestion of existing word which is available in the particular column. Once it's typed as D, you can see dark is suggested. If I don't want any suggestion, then I can go click on the cell, just double click it, click twice, that will jump inside the cell. You can just move on your cursor and add the word which to be corrected. So now we are familiar with on the cell, which gives a suggestion of existing word in the column, and in the cell which let us to correct the particular word. You might feel this is a simple thing, but Excel is all about details, and all of these little details will really enhance your use of Excel. Please stay with me for rest of the basic updates. So far all the basic updates has been covered. The other interesting thing which I wanted to update is, as advised earlier, these are our tabs: home tab, insert, page layout, and below is the ribbon. If I wanted this ribbon to get disappear, you should go right to the ribbon bar, and you can see the upper arrow mark. Once you click that, it will get disappear. The ribbon will get disappear. What to do if I wanted to make reappear? Just go to the tab, double click it, your ribbon will get reappear. Clicking twice on the tabs will enable your ribbon to get reappear and disappear. I'm clicking twice, you can see the ribbon got disappeared, and clicking twice you can see ribbon got reappeared. And the collapse the ribbon arrow mark will enable the ribbon to get disappear. This is also the other option. And coming below you can see the name bar which gives the name of the cell, and this is formula bar. This will help you to see what content is updated in the particular cell. You can see I have my cursor in column C2, so domestic is updated, and if I have my cursor in E8, this has the formula that is also elaborated here. I can also expand the formula bar, and I can also shorten the formula bar. And coming below, I can see you can see the number of sheets which is added in this workbook, and this arrow mark help you to scroll to the last sheet, and this arrow mark helps you to scroll to the right the first sheet. If I am scrolling here, you can see it goes to sheet 6 is the last sheet, and this arrow marks helps to come to the first sheet, sheet 1. If I wanted to rename it, right click on the sheet and give a new name. Same applies for other sheets also. If I wanted to see how many sheets are available in this particular workbook, just go to the arrow mark, right click, you can see the list of activate sheets available here. So successfully we have covered all our basic updates and understanding of layout of the sheet in Excel. Hope this will help beginners to have an idea of how to use Excel. In upcoming videos, let's see how to use ribbons effectively, which will also be the tips and tricks for intermediate users. Thanks for watching this video. Any doubts in basic updates, please leave a comment. I'll try to explain. Keep learning, keep inspiring. Bye from Saranya.